Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Rod Shop. Today we're going to be talking about a diamond scale, maybe. It's my version of a dragon scale. Looks like this. I'm going to show you how to do it next. Y'all stick around. When you're doing a dragon scale, a lot of people use the drywall reinforcing tape to give you a pattern underneath. I like more of a relief off the blank. It gives you a bigger, a deeper, I guess, pattern. This one I did with 10-pound mono. I'm doing the same thing here, but I'm going to do it with 50-pound braid. It's a little smaller diameter, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So first thing you're going to do is, like any other wrap, is you're going to need, like if you're doing the chevron wrap or diamond wraps or anything like that, you're going to need to do your layout. So this section here will it be in between my butt grip and my rear grip. This is my trigger. The front of my reel seat is going to be right here, and then this is going to be decorative out in front of where a foregrip would be. First thing you need to do is set yourself some anchor points. Now, I showed you guys how to do this in a chevron wrap, but I'll show you real quickly here how to set an anchor point. And basically what you're doing is turning masking tape into double-sided sticky tape. So what you do, start a wrap, go around. Oop, I got it locked down so it wouldn't move. Go around, flip your tape, peel off a couple rolls, tear it, and now you have sticky side up, so it's the same thing as double-sided tape. Step number one. Step number two, I'm going to lock this back down because it makes it easier, is you need to figure out the diameter at the center of your area that you're working on, and how you do that. You do that also with masking tape. So go around more than one. Say this is, you're going to wrap from here to here. Go around more than once. Mark it. You're going to mark it here on the top and here on the bottom wrap of tape. Peel it off, stick it down. That measurement is the circumference of your blank at that point. That one is about 30. Now here I had set it up. It was 30, it was this one. It was 36. I rounded up to 40 just to make the math easier, and it changes the pattern just a little bit, but it's really not noticeable. Take that number, divide it in half, divide it in half, divide it in half, or you can just divide by 8, and you get, if it was, I rounded to 40 millimeters, divided by 8, it's going to give me 5 millimeters. And then what I did is I locked it down in my power wrapper. Now you can do this on a bench. Pick your top of your blank, and then find the center going long ways, and I have it set up so that, oh, can't see it, have it set up so that I mark right on the tape here, and then every 5 millimeters I marked, I turn the blank 90 degrees, I did it again, I turned the blank 90 degrees, I did it again. You have 4 sets of marks, all 4 sides of the blank. Now, I did this one with 10-pound mono. That stands up off the blank a lot, and it's a pain to do this part of it, but I think it gives a cool look. In front of the reel seat here, I'm going to tone that down a little bit, and I'm going to show you how you set this up. Now, I got 50-pound braid here, piece of masking tape. I'm going to tie this braid off here, and I'm going to start wrapping across my marks. So I'm going to pick one. I'm going to do a couple wraps here to anchor it down. I'm going to pick one to come across, which is that one right here. And I'm going to hit every mark. Actually, I'm going to free this up. I'm going to spin it freely by hand. So I started off, I hit my first one on my first turn, second one, I'm on the third one, fourth one, fifth one, 6, 7, 8, 9. Basically, I have 3 marks in between my my line here. And you don't have to be exact. Just got to get it close, because once you get the rest of these laid in here, you're looking for even spacing on the lines. So I'm going to go out past my anchor point. I'm going to do a turn just to hold it, and I'm coming back across. So that's the first one. Alright, there. Second, third, fourth. Now what this does is this gives you a diamond shape. If you wanted a more of a rectangle shape, you're going to skip and you'll have 4 dots in between. Or if you want more of a diamond, you can put 2. It's just, this is where you get to play with it. The way you do it is the right way to do it, because you're the one who gets to decide. Alright, I'll wrap this out real quick. Coming off. On your anchor point, couple turns. You're going to pick up on your next one, which is here. This is where you just need parallel lines between your underlying thread or mono, or this is, in this case, this is braid. Off the anchor point. The nice thing about that anchor point being sticky sided is you can give your hand a break. So I'm going to do a turn and come back and pick up here. Get my angle right. Off your anchor point, give it a turn, pick it up again, right here. I'm wrapping this pretty tight. I don't want it moving around on me. Off, pull down on your anchor point, pull some more braid out of the box, going back again. Across my first mark there, the right angle. One more pass, down and back, and this one's done. A couple turns, tape it off. Snip it, and you're done. That's the prep. Now you might go back in and move some around if you get one that's really out of whack. These look pretty good. And you're just looking for even spacing between, and then it forms your diamond shape there, which is where you get this pattern. The next thing I'll do is I will do a quick thin coat of CP Extra just to glue, basically gluing it down to the blank so it doesn't move, so when you're doing the next step and you're burnishing, you don't move these under wraps or these under crisscrosses. And it's also going to stick it to it'll stick the braid to itself at the crossing points. So I'm going to do a quick CP Extra coat. Okay, I'm going to put that away. Open the doors, turn the fans on for a minute, let this dry, get some fresh air, and we'll be back to do the next step, so don't go away. So part 2, this is really the easy part. It's it's tedious, but it's pretty easy. And my real seat is coming out to about right here, so I'm not so worried about all of this, but I'm still going to do a pretty neat wrap here. It's a little difficult to work with because you don't have a smooth blank like you normally do. You just got to, it takes a minute to get it started. I'm just going to do 2 hand wraps here, and I'm going to cross over and start wrapping. Now this is, once I get this going, I'm going to really crank the tension down. Alright, let's get this in the wrapper because I just lost my tension. Okay, but you wrap with a burnishing tool in your hand, because about every time you get to an open part of the diamond here where you can get to the flat part of the blank, you're going to burnish. Because this will get gaps in it pretty quickly. And it's hard to go back and tighten them up, because you have, what you have here is a high point in everywhere this crosses, and if you get past that, it's hard to get it to burnish back over it. So you just got to take your time. Like I say, I burnish about every time I get to a flat spot where I can get the burnishing tool on the blank, and I'm going to push and go up. Pushing up, and I'm pushing to my left and going up at the same time. Seems to make this thread work a lot better. Trying to do what we are trying to do here. Now I do have it on the power wrapper, but I'm not really power wrapping that much. I let it go for 4 or 5 turns, and then I'm tightening all those gaps up. Okay, getting close to the end finally. Let's tie this thing off. Now I did spline this blank before I started. My first set of alignment marks were on the spline, which is where my trigger is on my casting seat. So this is where I'm going to tuck my tail. But since we've got all this relief in here from the braid, I'm going to do about 10 wraps on this or more to make sure it locks down super tight. Okay, snip it. Open the loop. Drop it in there. I'm going to pull it really tight. I'm going to burnish it up, close that gap before I cut it. I'm going to have a trim band over top of this end anyway, and a complementary color, which I haven't picked yet. Quite a bit of burnishing left to do, so I will burnish this, and then I'll put probably a couple coats of CP Extra on this. I don't want to put epoxy on it yet. So the next time that we're working on this rod, we'll be doing some trim bands. We're going to put the grips on in the real seat. This is my version of the dragon scale. I call it the diamond scale. I don't know what it's really called, but that's what I call it. I hope you guys got something out of it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.